You've been lied to, but it's okay. You've been misled. You handed your trust over so easily, and you've been fooled. The middle class never existed. It's always been a case of the have and the have-nots. You either have it or you don't. The middle class is just a pretty term for the have-nots to make them feel better about themselves. I'm not here to talk about the middle class, the lower class, as if I'm upper class, because it's all an illusion. It's all definitions given to us by the 1%. The middle class is dying because it never existed. If you look up the definition of middle class, there's no concrete definition of middle class. Everyone has their own say-so. Everyone has their own definition and mark on what the middle class is. A lot of us know what poverty is. Many of us know what being rich and wealthy is, but the middle class is a blurred line. It's a confusing line. It's a slippery slope. And I'm here to tell you that it never existed. I think before I was even in my mom's womb, I've been hearing about the war on the middle class. The middle class is shrinking. The middle class is diminishing. People, you either have it or you don't. If you're watching this and you're like most Americans consider themselves middle class. Most Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And I read a statistic. I don't know what outlet it was, but it stated that the average person doesn't have $1,000 in their saving account. That doesn't sound like upper class. That sounds like poverty to me. You're one accident away from being homeless. You're living on the edge. But because you're living inside of a house with heat and you have clothes, you think you're doing far more better than the homeless person on the street. When in reality, that homeless person may be even richer than you. Did you pay off your house? Did you pay off your college loans? This whole concept of middle class is to keep the public in a loop, keep the public in a rat race. They want you to think the rich is bad. Riches are bad. In order to be rich, you have to do negative things to other people. I don't know who put this out there. I don't know if it was the rich people who have money and they don't want people like you to get rich, or I don't know if it was the poor people who put it out there to make it seem like them not having money is okay. And I'm not going to say money is everything, but it could solve a lot. It could solve a lot. And a chunk of people confuse comfort with middle class. A lot of people are poor and comfortable. We don't know what we really want in life. We don't really know what school to go to, what to major in. A lot of people major in some nonsense which does not pay the bills because we're told to chase your passion, which is a half-truth. It's a half-truth. We're taught to chase our passions, but people wait till they become 21 to realize that, damn, this job market sucks. Wherever you go, there's no perfect job. No job is going to pay you for how much you're worth. So you're stuck in this rat race of going to a job that you don't like. Mentally and physically draining. You take all your energy out at work and you come home and you want to wind down. You know, you probably take a drink, smoke something, and you don't have any energy to work on yourself. Because you're being a good citizen, you went to school, you got your job, and now you just work till your time is up. That's what they've been teaching the middle class. That's what they've been teaching to keep capitalism alive. And I'm not against capitalism. I'm not for it. I work with it. See, I have a objective standpoint on life, and I don't really hate the rich. I don't hate the poor, because everything you do in life is because of your fault. You're exactly where you are because of you. You cannot point your hand anywhere else saying, oh, the government doesn't take care of me. The CEO makes 20 times the average employee. Like, it's his business. He's running the company. Nobody owes you a damn thing. And that's the thing the middle class fails to realize. The government is always going to be printing unnecessary amounts of money to cause the value of the dollar to go down. Right? So, as though you have this job, it may pay well today, but as the government keeps printing money, that money is going less. That $100 you had in that bank account, by the end of the year, it's only going to be worth $98. Average dollar loses 2% value each year. Are you getting an increase in pay? Are jobs paying more? Or is the government just printing more money? Do you see the cycle you're in? You're working a dead-end job, getting a dollar that's losing its value. You're not getting paid anymore just to pay off your debt, pay off your bills, and just to barely survive. Barely survive. It's really getting you, aiming you into poverty. Klaus Schwab. Agenda 2030. By the year 2030, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. They've been grooming the middle class to become poor for some time now. So this is why it's imperative to use all your resources at will. Use your resources to enrich yourself and enrich others, so you could escape this rat race. So you could escape the chains you're in. You'll become free when you start feeding yourself. Don't rely on the employer. Rely on your own skill set. Rely on your own works. Start feeding yourself. Use your job to fund your freedom. Your job is not the end-all be-all. I know you went to school for 25 years. I know you went to school for 10 years for PhD just to find out. It's not worth it. Once you start feeding your face, then you become free.